Oh, Nintendo, now the tables have turned on you. So imagine this. You bought a Nintendo Switch 2 about, say, a year ago, right? And now you're finding out that you might be entitled to all that extra tariff money that they raised the prices over. So, according to this article that I did find on Ars Technica, the the plaintiffs, California resident Gregory Hoffret and Washington resident Basfar Sharon, hopefully I pronounced those right. I can't pronounce these names. What do you want from me? Paid retail prices for those goods that were increased by Nintendo to account for the tariffs, which they said that that was the reason for. And to be fair, I think we're mostly talking about the price hike on the video games, and that's a whole separate discussion here. But anyway, so they paid the prices for the goods, right? And Nintendo raised the prices on, the imposed on imported products that would not have been paid those higher prices otherwise, right? Well, now the Supreme Court has ruled that basically the tariffs were now illegal. So now these companies, because it's not just Nintendo, it's companies. There's actually a portal or something that they can open up, go to, and request for a refund. But a lot of people are arguing now. These two plaintiffs are arguing, well, if they can get their refund, you should give us our money back. Now, if this falls under, of course, a class action lawsuit, we know how these work. They're not going to get the full money back. They'll be lucky to get $10. Just being real here. I've been through a couple of class action lawsuit things myself where I've gotten some letter in the mail for some company like, oh, you might be entitled to compensation. And it equates to like $3 to $10. But that's neither here nor there. The whole point of this is this has not been really a good time for Nintendo lately. I mean, given the fact that Nintendo, has their ongoing lawsuit with Pocket Pair, for Power World, and I know the United States had finally thrown out one of their patents, which completely weakened their defense, and that's a whole nother thing. I know here not about a year ago, I remember I made a video talking about how I was completely dealt with Nintendo. And it's sad because I have been a Nintendo fan my whole life. I grew up with Nintendo. And to this day, no, I have still not bought a Switch 2 or any Nintendo games. Now, I'll be fair, when Metroid Prime 4 came out, I was super tempted. I love Metroid, but I told myself no because I have to stay on my principles. And plus, I heard that they were doing a lot of shady bullshit with that game when it came to like the music and the bike open world area. And then when I see these kinds of businesses practices on these games, I just not going to do it. But anyway, let me kind of go on and go through a couple of other like key things. So the gamers lawsuit seems to take for granted that Nintendo will keep all the profits it received from the tariff related price hikes even after getting the refunds. It alleges that Nintendo is guilty of unjust enrichment. So to be fair, and like I said here earlier, it's not just Nintendo. It kind of makes me wonder if this is going to be something that happens to other countries, if other people are going to follow suit to go after other countries that did raise their prices over the tariffs. That remains to be seen, and I guess I'll probably make a video on that if something like that happens, as long as it's video game related. Let's see here. Nintendo also did raise the price for the Switch 2 accessories. The lawsuit points to the price increase for Nintendo Switch 2 accessories that were announced in April of 2025. This increased the range from $1 to $10 per product. For example, Nintendo raised the price of the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller from $79.99 to $84.99. Such a weird price hike, but okay. And Nintendo Switch 2 dock set from $109 to $119, the lawsuit added. And I know that Nintendo's also thrown around the idea of raising the price of the Switch 2. I'm pretty sure they've already raised the price of the OLED Switch already. I know I was talking to my son who was looking into buying a Switch 2, and I know that was something he came across and he found out. But I'll definitely keep an eye on this and kind of see where this goes. This could be, I wouldn't say this is going to be devastating for Nintendo, but I have to say this. In a lot of ways, they had this coming. With how sue happy Nintendo has been for the last many, many years, going after everyone for anything and everything, I understand that some of those lawsuits were justified, and some of them were Nintendo just being petty in my opinion. So I'm going to keep an eye on this, and I'll definitely update anyone on this channel. I'll probably make a new video about it if anything comes from this. I am still very closely watching the lawsuit regarding Nintendo and Pocket Pair. And so if anything new comes from that, I'll definitely update you guys. But until then, let me know what you guys think about all this, and give the video a like. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. I would highly appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video.